right, welcome back. Let's take a look at our trending topics now, and here they are. Let's see. First up, hashtag Eskom.
Gosh, I wonder why. Stage 4. This is a major problem. I mean, it's just unbelievable what we're dealing with at the moment. So, yeah, Eskom embarking on stage 4 load shedding, and this is going to happen until, they say, Friday. But, you know, the reality is that we're stuck with this for the foreseeable future. And Eskom are not, they're actually not holding punches and telling us so. So, you know, that's the reality. We're in a deep problem when it comes to electricity supply here in South Africa.
We certainly are, and people talking about all sorts of issues around this. Also questioning whether the current leadership at Eskom are actually, you know, fit for purpose, whether they are actually able to basically pull us out of this mess that Eskom is in at the moment. I'm just trying to pull up a tweet here by Chris Yelland, basically just to put it all in context. So this is what Chris Yelland, energy expert, says. He says, I'm having an anxiety attack. If 50% of the coal fleet is unavailable for duty and a further 25% is considered to be at risk, then perhaps a national blackout is no longer just a distant theoretical possibility, but more distinct scenario that needs to be considered. Now, this is how bad things actually are. Eskom has told us that we probably will not move to stage 6 this week. But who knows what happens
in the future,
next
what's
week.
going to happen. We're not even in winter yet. You know, this is the reality.
This is the thing. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot to say about Eskom, and people do have a lot to say.
There is so much.
We'll park it there.
Every angle you can ask for, it's there. Okay, next trending topic is Basotho, and again, this is another one that's coming in from every respective angle. These visuals we're looking at right now, this was pretty much so posted by Lawlessness Vavi. So Vavi basically saying, and I mean, and this is just one of many tweets that have surfaced of visuals like this, saying lawlessness has reached epidemic levels. Blame the government's dysfunctional and corrupt home affairs and police officials taking bribes at the borders. Now these guys are full of confidence, knowing very well that we are a country of absolutely no consequence, in bracket ANC. So that's from Lawlessness Vavi. But I mean, we were looking at a video yesterday about, you know, just very much so the same thing. The guns, the arms, the zamazamas in these you know, these areas where, you know, don't even put your foot there because you're not going to be leaving alive. And it's absolutely frightening. So yeah, Basotho trending for
it's been going on for a while.
Long time.
It's been allowed to proliferate, if you will. So you now have people who are heavily armed to a point where it's become a challenge for law enforcement to engage in any sort of way. You remember the killings at the Devland Pick It Up depot?
Yes.
Then, of course, I think it was the week after, there were more killings, and there was cable theft. And the day after that, the Gauteng Police Commissioner, along with a police team, went out to that landfill site and just outside Eldorado Park. And what happened? I still vividly remember those scenes. You had the police walking down Union Road following, and there's like a stream separating where they were, and you have the what are said to be Basotho nationals walking on the other side with these blankets, and they are fully aware that these guys are heavily armed under these blankets. So people have been running amok for the longest time, and it's now reached proportions whereby we don't know what to do. But also, to add to this is, of course, the Dudula movement's operation in Pimville, where they were trying to address this.
And the Khomotso, one of the I think it was one of the gentlemen that was killed at the time. And this was, they were saying, again, allegedly killed by illegal Basotho. So nationals and illegal foreign Zimbabwean foreigners. So this is just something, and it's all linked at the moment. So you're going to see lots of these videos and trends that are doing the round. It's a great worry.
And now really there's hashtag justice for Khomotso. So that also trending.
Helen Zille also trending. Do you want to jump onto this?
No, go for it.
Okay.
Give it your best shot.
Well, I'm not going to give it my best shot. I'm just going to say exactly what it is that Helen Zille said. So Helen Zille was, I think she was speaking during an interview yesterday, and she was basically saying that that the poor in Langa are much better off than anywhere else in the country. If I can find the exact,
she says,
comment.
Better to be poor in Langa.
There we go. Okay.
So this after that devastating fire. And basically what Helen is saying is that it is better to be poor in an informal settlement in Cape Town than anywhere else in the country. Yeah, I don't know anymore. But you know, speaking of those fires, and the problem here is not just utterances like those by Helen Zille, but the whole response to tragedies like the ones that play out in informal settlements. Because if this was in Knysna, to use an example from a few years ago, immediately the banks are in the forefront of assistance and aid to be rendered. Immediately we know, the estimated value of the damage. Have you ever heard of estimated value of damage when it comes to informal settlements? As if people don't own anything, as if their possessions don't mean anything, cost nothing.
Matter. Yeah. I mean, I remember at that time, particularly the Knysna fires or any of those fires, I mean, the amount of assistance that came through, people actually needed to be hired to manage the amount of assistance that was offered. So yeah, it's a big problem. It really is. I move on quickly because we have got our guest that's waiting for us. This is devastating. I'm particularly sad about this, and I do hope that it's better. Lira, our songstress, and I call her a songstress because she's just absolutely phenomenal and taken to stages all around the world and wowed us. And she unfortunately has suffered a stroke. She was apparently scheduled to do a performance in Germany, and she unfortunately suffered a stroke at the time. They did she is hospitalized at the moment. She is back in South Africa. She's getting medical attention, but they have said that in the statement that was released by the family, saying that it has actually interrupted her speech as well. So as a result of the stroke, her ability to communicate, in particular her speech, has been impacted. So we're just sending prayers of recovery, and may God be with you at this time, Lira, and her family. So yeah, absolutely. We really hope this is a
really sad one.
Very, very sad.
And then hashtag Liverpool Man United. Need I say more? I think Vusiwe dealt with this quite comprehensively. Liverpool trouncing Man United 4-0. No surprises there was to be expected.
Except one thing we didn't talk about was in the 7th minute, where Liverpool, the fans all came together. The whole stadium at the 7th minute started singing for Cristiano Ronaldo and the loss of his little one. They started singing "You Never Walk Alone," and I think that was quite a goosebump moment. Absolutely beautiful. Was. So that's your trends, and there are many more, but I know we've wasted a lot of time on them already. Next up.
Yeah, indeed. Next up, we'll be speaking to the KZN MEC of Human Settlements and Public Works, Jomo Sbiya, and he's there waiting for us. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be into that conversation.